is the 3 p.m. Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
Hit it. Radio Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3. Good afternoon. This is the 3 p.m. Takeover, and that song is kind of cool. I'm like really into it, but I love dramatic things. So
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
it is good.
I'm getting more into Stormzy, which is a thing I never thought I'd say.
I don't know anything he does except this. Should I know him?
I
Is he
feel
famous?
like I couldn't pick one of his songs, but when I hear him in music, I know it's him. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Or it's like those
Like,
people you
I
never know
know-
who they are, but it's always the same person.
Yeah, like I know his sound, but I don't actually know like his music by name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I have something totally crazy to start the show off with. But before I get to that, we have some really cool things coming up today. We're going to talk about a couple of community events. We're going to do a quiz. And then we're going to chat a little bit about Vivid, which is starting again soon.
I'm so excited.
Which
for
I'm
Vivid.
really excited for. But before we get to that, you may remember a couple of weeks ago on the show, we were talking about, I don't even remember, but we got to the fact that I think it's really gross to share toothbrushes.
Oh no, why are you bringing this back up?
But you didn't think it was gross.
No, but I didn't, because I didn't think it was like a big deal. And then my mum listened to that show and like literally I got a text and she was just like, "You've shared a toothbrush before?" And she was horrified. And I was like, yeah, like on a camp, someone forgot
my
their toothbrush.
goodness.
And she's like, "Victoria, that's really disgusting."
I think that's a really nice thing that you did for that person.
And she understood once I explained it. But like I got shame from you, but I was like, it's funny. I got shame from my own mum for that. And so I'm like really like conscious and aware of it. So you better be delicate with me right now. Because this is now a sore spot.
I'm about to get shamed with the rest of you because I have officially joined the club of people that have shared a toothbrush.
I take it back. I'm influencing guys. Toothbrush takeover.
Okay, so I always keep...
Was it on accident?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So my toothbrush usually has like a little hood on it because I'm a
Yes.
bit of a germaphobe, and my partner's doesn't. And I was in a rush the other week, and I just like grabbed my toothbrush and I was brushing away, and we buy the same brand of toothbrush, but usually it's got like a different coloured back, but at the moment they have the same colour back. And I realised, but not until the end of brushing my teeth, so like a solid like minute and a half in, that I was using his toothbrush. And I was like kind of grossed out, but then I was sort of like, oh, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
At that moment, so it was fine.
See?
So I like washed it really thoroughly and I dried it and everything. I put it back and then I was like, no, I have to tell him. I feel really bad. I'm going to tell him.
Did he not care?
I told
he
him.
wouldn't care.
He was so grossed out, he threw it away and it was like nearly brand new.
Well, okay,
He'd used it like 3 times.
I'm sorry. I know for a fact because you guys are dating. You guys have made out. What's the issue? Like your mouths have touched. What's the issue with the toothbrush that's touched both your mouths? Like,
Okay, well, I have to admit, I feel like I would have probably done the same thing, but I wouldn't have done it if the toothbrush was brand new. It
Yeah.
had only been used like 3 or 4 times.
you know, if he could have just swilled it in boiling water, that would have killed anything. It sterilizes surgical equipment. Why can't it sterilize your toothbrush? I feel like he's not being very
take this
logical
up
about
with
this.
him.
I will. I'm gonna text him after the show and be like, dude, you've wasted a toothbrush. B, that's bad for the environment. And C, don't be such a germaphobe.
But I was, more than anything, I was really surprised.
You could have just not told him.
No, I felt really bad, so I had to tell him. But I was so surprised and a little bit sad that he was like so grossed out by it. So I was like, is it really that gross? Then I was like, God, I've been influenced by Victoria. It is gross. It is gross.
No, it isn't. Because you did it by accident as well. I mean, I've done it by
True.
accident, but I have done it on purpose before. And
I've not joined that club quite yet.
no, but like it wasn't like, oh, let's just share a toothbrush. It was the person didn't have a toothbrush. We were on a camp. And like, yes,
Okay.
the first time knowing that someone else had like used it on purpose was a little bit weird. But then I was like, what the hell? It's covered in like you share like a bar of soap with a bunch of different people. Like you
Yeah.
share soap, like a bar of soap, like washing your hands.
Yeah.
And it's kind of no different. Like the thing is used to clean. So what's the issue? It's clean.
Well, you can have your say on
Maybe I
that.
just need to hire. Maybe my standards are really low for like
Contact
cleanliness.
us and let us know yes or no to sharing toothbrushes.
We should do like
But-
a Facebook poll.
A poll to see. You know what? I was watching one of those shows not that long ago, one of those like extreme cheapskate type shows.
Oh,
and
like
there
a
was
whole
one-
family share a toothbrush?
Yeah, there were like 5 people in the family and they always shared a toothbrush and then they replaced it once every 6 months.
Ew. See, when I shared the toothbrush on purpose, it was, I think, for 3 days. And so it wasn't like, okay, this is now how my life is. I'm always sharing a toothbrush. It was like a one-off thing for a couple of days.
This is life now.
And I was like
just how it goes.
doing a good deed, and
You were.
I didn't care that much.
I
to be
hope
honest.
that person ever remembers it.
I'm sure they would.
We're going to be back right after this.
Welcome back. This is the 3 p.m. Takeover. That was Silhouettes by Avicii. That sounds so Avicii, doesn't it?
It does. You sound like you're hosting a game show. You were like, welcome.
Look, if I had the option to host the game show, I would 100% jump at it. Wouldn't that
The
be so
3
much
p.m.
fun?
Takeover game show. Look, I have this thing, right? I would love to go on a game show because I love to watch them, but I am so nervous that I would like be on there and I'd know all the questions, but I get too like caught up in the moment that I get them all wrong, and then people that I know would watch the show and be like, man, she's really stupid. Like, that's my greatest fear.
How are you in trivia?
I'm really good at trivia.
And like when they have like those weird bonus rounds where it's like stand up and like you're not like writing it down, you have time to think, it's like quick answer. How are you at those?
I'm good.
Then I think you'd be fine in like a game show, because it's basically the same, yeah?
I don't think I could live, or not live, that sounds really dramatic. I don't think that I could go like the constant, you know, kind of like question after question after question kind of quick fire round. And especially because when you do watch those game shows, people make mistakes that are so stupid that you know that they definitely would not have made that if they weren't under pressure. But then obviously probably if I was on a quiz show, the chances are really not that many people I know watch it. But then I feel like, what if suddenly all the people that I care about most watch it? What if like my high school crush sees it and is like, oh God.
Dodged a bullet.
The dumb bullet, pretty much.
Well, I remember, I think the only 2 times anyone I know from my family has been on TV, we've caught the episode by flicking channels.
Yeah, okay.
My was on Wheel of Fortune and she didn't like tell anyone, and we were flicking channels. We're like, whoa, is that so-and-so? And then like our cousins or something were on Family Feud, and we literally were channel surfing because we don't like religiously watch those shows, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's like an entire side of our family. And we watched, it was really, really surreal.
That's strange. If I could go on a game show, I would go on The Chase, except that they film it in Melbourne.
The Chase. Oh, that one with like the scary people sitting like in that weird little tower, and they're like, oh, you can't get to me.
Yeah.
And it's like a team of 4, and they're like, let's work together. Except one of us is actually really not helping the team. But
I'd be like that. Anyway. I'd be like, all for myself. Typical only child symptom.
I don't know what game show I'd want to. I always, you know, as a kid, they had those game shows where you had to like do like an obstacle course and then like do something with your team and then like solve a puzzle, and
yeah,
I always wanted to be on those because I thought I could be pretty good at it because it looked fun.
I always used to want to be on. You might remember this. Do you remember that really, really good Australian kids quiz show that used to be on at like 3:30 called Go Go Stop?
Yeah,
I always dreamed of being on Go Go Stop, and I had a friend that was on it, and I was so jealous.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun.
How good was that game?
My brother and my mum they like got through to my round to be on the Australian Amazing Race.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have a friend who at work who knows someone who was on like part of the casting team, and I told her the stage they got to, and she's like, they got from the like 10,000 applicants, they got within like the top 1,000.
Wow.
Which is insane.
I always think it's what makes those people stand apart, because they always make them seem quite normal.
What's the thing, in the stage they got through to, the people interviewing them were very much like asking questions that were trying to bait them into saying like, oh, when this happens, we explode and fight, or like we're like this, and if someone was to say this to me, I would just explode at them. And mum and my brother they're not like it. They'd be like, oh, I mean, like we'd be annoyed, but we'd probably just keep going and like mind our own business. And that's not what they want for a reality show. And
I feel like, considering they're both in travel-based careers.
No, that was like that was going to be their angle, was their like the travel team.
I feel like that would be negative though, because don't they want people that are like not traveled?
They like a mix. They like having people who are experienced and also absolute amateurs, and that gives them that angle where the viewer, if they had made a mistake, the viewer would have been like, oh, they should have known that they work and travel, how silly of them, and that kind of thing.
I know for a fact though that they make you list all the countries that you've been to, and they try to not send you anywhere that anyone's been.
Oh really? That'd be hard. My mum has been to like over 100 countries or something ridiculous.
Wow.
Maybe not all over 100, but she's a travel agent, so like literally part of her CV for travel agents has to be a list of all the countries you've been to. So
that's crazy.
She has like a 2-page list somewhere of all the countries that she's been to. It's insane. Your list would probably be getting close to that.
It's not at 100.
Oh, I'm sure it's getting close though.
No, I've been to like 30-something countries.
That's pretty good. And after, aren't you doing a big trip soon that's going to take you to like another 50?
No, it's going to take me to like another, I think, 18 or something that I haven't been to.
That's insane.
So I should be hitting 50 in the next like 18 months. But anyway, a little bit closer to home.
Much closer to home. Guys, exciting local news. The Warringah community markets are happening again. And I'm very excited. I think I've been to these before and they're so, so good. There's free entry, free parking. It's over at Beacon Hill and they have like food and crafts and like a huge section of just like fresh fruit and vegetables.
Fun.
It's really, really good. And yeah, so it's happening again. If you're interested, it's coming up. It's going to be on the 10th of June. It's a Saturday. It's on every second Saturday of the month.
So, that's good because that's a long weekend. So
yeah.
Time for that kind of thing.
And if it is the markets I've been to, which I'm pretty sure is, I've been to a bunch of markets. Sometimes I like market hopping. I'm pretty sure they have this like sausage roll stand that is like the best sausage rolls on like the northern beaches. So
Yum. Why have I not been there?
I don't know. We'll have to go. That'd be really fun. But we might check it out and you guys definitely should let us know if you're going to be there. Let us know if you run a stall.
Yeah.
I feel like every now and then I go to markets and I run into someone I know and they're hosting a stall. And I'm like, I
never know
this
people that run market stalls. I always wish I did.
Oh, really? It's really weird when you do because you're like, I didn't know this is like a whole part of your life. It's really cool. So if you guys have a market stall out there, let us know and we'll give you guys a shout out for next week before the stalls go live at the Warringah Community Market. Otherwise, we're going to be back after this, guys, with, oh no, I fear it's a quiz coming up.
It is.
Oh no, after last week's flag quiz, I'm like scared. Keep them at like arm's length.
We'll see. We'll be back after this. Secrets, One Republic, you're listening to the Takeover on Radio Northern Beaches. We are nearly getting towards 3:30. We're getting to the middle of the show, which means it is quiz time.
I didn't know that was a thing now, and after last week's catastrophe, I don't want it to be a thing.
No, but you were good-ish last week.
Good-ish. Like a solid C minus. Like you passed, but like no one's that impressed.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to retake the class, like thank goodness, but let's just not talk about it. It's that
it was just a pass.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we all know that of all the countries in the world, the US probably has the weirdest laws. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I read something really, really, really crazy the other day that said apparently in Alaska, it is illegal to look at a moose out of an airplane window.
Yeah, but Alaska...
I don't know why, but it is.
I assume Alaska is like another dimension for the US because it's like always frozen and like not attached and...
Well, apparently not, because I have found a quiz and you are going to have to decide whether these crazy American laws are true or false. And let me just tell you, they are even more wacky than not being able to look at a moose out of an airplane window.
Oh no. Are they like, I'm assuming they're like by state because I know states have different laws, don't they?
So states all have very different laws in the US. They're all governed very differently. So this is state specific.
Great. I'm looking forward to this. This is so strange.
It's more that they are just so strange.
I'm going to be guessing like almost every single one of these.
That's okay. I wonder why you can't look at a moose out of an airplane window. Could you look out of a helicopter window?
How high is the airplane? Maybe it's like a law, but also not possible because like moose are big, but they're not that big if you're in an airplane.
I guess if the plane's like landing.
It depends.
I don't know.
Is this like...
Why is it illegal?
Is this just for pilots? Because then like it makes sense that pilots shouldn't be looking at anything except what's important to the landing or like navigation.
It's like the hazard perception test when you get your green peas.
Do we have like...
Don't look at the moose on the road.
Do we have like an Alaskan solicitor who happens to listen? Could you please just like drop us a line and let us know what's going on
why
with this
you
law?
Can't look at a moose from an airplane window? Because I'm surprised.
Anyone out there who's scared of breaking law but really wants to be a cool rebel lawbreaker, go to Alaska. Seems like a really like harmless law to break.
What a rule breaker.
So cool.
Okay, are you ready
to the bone.
for your quiz?
No, but yes.
Okay, question
done with.
Question 1. In California, is it against the law for women to drive while wearing a bathrobe?
Oh my...
Yes or no?
Let's go yes, because it seems ridiculous.
Okay.
And
next question.
why not? Shouldn't it be like illegal for everyone to drive the bathrobe on?
I don't know.
Why is that gender specific?
Who knows? Question 2. In Colorado, Is it illegal to perform dancing moves that might frighten horses?
I'm going to say no because it seems ridiculous.
Don't they all?
Yeah, they do.
Don't they all? Question 3.
I feel as though I'm like a solid 0 for 0, 0 for 2 so far.
In Alabama, in Jasper, it is illegal for a husband to beat his wife with a stick larger in diameter than his thumb. True or false?
I have heard of this law before.
Well, there you go.
But I don't know whether it was just like an urban myth that I heard. So I'm going to say it's it's true that he's not allowed to beat her with anything thicker than the width of his thumb. But I think it is going to be an urban myth.
Okay.
Because I've always heard that as like a law, as like an old-timey law, like between medieval, like just after medieval times. But I don't know if it's like still a thing in Alabama.
Well, aren't you just all over your
Sorry.
Alabamarian law?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just real, yeah. Not my bathrobe law, but...
We've got another one on Alabama.
Okay.
Is it illegal to play Scrabble on Sundays?
What? That's so specific.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Free the Scrabble. Free the words.
Another one about Alaska.
Okay.
Okay. While it is legal to shoot bears, waking sleeping bears for the purpose of taking a photograph is prohibited. True or false?
I'm going to say true. If only for like safety reasons. Like you shouldn't, like don't poke a mama bear and don't like wake a sleeping bear. Isn't that like common logic?
I wouldn't wake any animal that was sleeping.
But you probably
Let's just put it
let's
out
be honest,
there.
as a bear, you probably shouldn't be going near it, but
Why couldn't you just take a photo of it asleep? That's much safer.
I guess it's like more exciting if it's awake. I don't know, people get weird cheap thrills. I don't know.
Excited because you're about to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That adrenaline rush.
Next question. In Oklahoma, people who make ugly faces at dogs may be fined and or jailed. True or false?
You know, I'm going to say true because that should be, because no dog should ever have an ugly face made at it. Dogs are perfect.
Okay. Question 7. In Maine, it is illegal for children to have unusual haircuts. True or false?
Oh. Where's Maine located? Is that east?
Yes.
I'm going to say that it's false. It's fine for kids to have weird haircuts.
Okay.
Let their freak hair fly.
In Wyoming, it is illegal for women to stand within 5 feet of a bar while drinking. True or false?
Oh. False? That seems really random.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
How can you do shots if you can't do it at the bar?
You'd have to like pick up your shot and like count. And the
like,
more
walk
shots
backwards.
like the more shots you have, like the more dangerous that would be.
You've got to stagger back to the bar between shots.
Maybe it's like a game because they know that's a law there.
Okay.
Where was it? Wyoming? Maybe it's called like the Wyoming shot or something.
Kansas. Is it illegal for restaurants to sell salmon on Sundays?
Oh. I'm going to say false.
Okay. Idaho. Boxes of candy given as romantic gifts must weigh more than 50 pounds. True or false?
I'm hoping that's false.
I hope so as well.
Just for people's like bodies.
Second last question. Arizona. In the area of Glendale, is it illegal to drive a car in reverse? Yes or no?
What? I'm assuming that you can like reverse out of your driveway.
Well, maybe you can't.
Everyone has to have those really big driveways that are like actually like a turning circle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's not true.
Okay.
It
There's
doesn't
a lot
make
of not trues in here.
It doesn't make logical sense because if they were really, really against that, wouldn't they just like make it a law that they would manufacture cars that couldn't go backwards to stop anyone potentially doing it?
I don't know. You think too deeply on these.
Sorry. Too logical.
Last question. Florida. Is it illegal to catch jellyfish on Tuesdays? True or false?
Oh, it's so specific.
Like driving in a bathroom?
Let's go true because it sounds so ridiculous. I want it to be true.
Well, it just very well could be.
I'm excited.
You don't know. We are going to find out Victoria's quiz results after the break, so do not go away. That makes me sound like I'm hosting a TV show. Like,
It's just
talking of game shows.
Show week. It's game show week.
It's like I'm about to say, we're going to go for the news headlines now.
Oh yeah, yep. That's exactly what it's like, guys. The American law headlines right after this. Welcome back. This is the 3 p.m. takeover. That was a little bit of Ed Sheeran, and after that, just then we heard Nick Jonas singing "Introducing Me." Now, if you're thinking that doesn't sound like the Nick Jonas I know these days, you're right. That is from Camp Rock 2, and I am in love with the fact that that song was in our show.
Why not?
I love it. It's a great series of movies. They're really good.
So when did they come out now? How long ago?
Oh my goodness. I'd have to check.
Do we want to know?
Probably not. Like, it was definitely high school. Probably, maybe I'm worried because I don't want it to be like so late in high school. Then I remember that's like, maybe I should have been watching it. Okay, so that song came out in 2010.
Oh, well, that's kind of
fine.
recent.
That's fine, yeah.
Fine. I thought you were going to be like
that one-
2003 or something.
Well, that one
terrifying.
was from the sequel. Well, he's
yeah.
like our age or like a year older or something.
Okay, that's true.
He's the youngest of the Jonas Brothers. We were just discussing in the song. I used to be a really big fan of the Jonas Brothers, so I know quite a bit about them. So
I feel like I never kind of knew anything about them, really.
I got way into them.
I just always saw posters of them in teen magazines, and I'd be like, who are these people?
They were great. And they had like their own like weird like spin-off show on Disney for a while. It was like kind of terrible.
No,
but, like,
I sort of remember that, I think.
But like if you liked the Jonas Brothers, it was really good because it was like, it was them, but like with like a weird plot behind it, like a fictional plot. But I think they all had like the same names. It was a very strange concept.
Like Mary-Kate and Ashley?
Yes, no, literally just like that. Yeah.
That's so
Where you're
funny.
like, you're playing you, but not you because it's a fake you. It was very strange.
Because the thing is, like, you know how when you used to get magazines as a kid or a teenager, they printed a poster that you'd pull out from the middle that had someone on one side and someone else on the other side.
Yeah.
And you pick your favorite person and be like, bye, and like stick the other person to the wall. I always stuck the Jonas Brothers like backwards on the wall because I didn't know who they were.
The greatest pain was if you liked both sides. You're like, how do I pick?
I used to flip it weekly.
Okay, sorry, miss, I have a solution. You were calling me too logical and practical in the show, and you have like a solution for every like teen room drama.
Well, I'm glad that I had a solution for one thing that makes
true.
me sound organised.
It's like your token solution for the show.
Basically.
But more importantly, we did a quiz before those songs, and I'm kind of dying to find out how I did. To be fair, it's like when you win a battle when you're like playing on the PlayStation, but you just button bash. I feel like if I do well in this quiz, it's just a button bash win. But still,
even so, button bash wins are wins.
it's
nonetheless.
still a win, and I need a win after last week. So tell me how I did.
I can reveal that you have a win.
Yay!
With a grand total score of 8 out of 12.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Very, very good.
That's like 2/3? Exactly 2/3. That's 2/3. Okay.
Fun fact, it is illegal for women to drive in a bathrobe.
Oh, there we go. So I like started strong.
You did.
There we go. So I got 66.6 repeater percent. Maths.
That's very mathematical.
Thank you.
Very good. Anyway.
But let's jump back to something a little more exciting and a little less like crazy laws. So coming up, starting this Friday, guys, something very exciting is happening in Sydney. You may have heard a little bit about it. You may have seen it before, considering this is like its 8th year or 9th year running or something.
It cannot be that long.
Oh, yeah. It's been
my
like
gosh.
8 or 9 years. It actually may be closer to 10. I don't know. I'd have to double check.
Wow.
But guys, Vivid is coming back. I'm very excited. I love
And-
Vivid.
Talking about starting this Friday, it has like totally already started if you're me.
Why?
So I work in Chatswood and they've already like done the train station.
I keep forgetting.
They did it today. Like they were all up on the ladders,
That's so cool.
making it all fancy.
I don't think, how long have they done Chatswood for? I feel like I didn't know that they had Chatswood.
I think it's
Until,
only
like, last year I heard
think
about
it's
it.
only been since about 2011.
Oh, okay. Because they're having like things there now, like because they obviously have music events and panel talks and stuff like that. They're having that in Chatswood this year at the Concourse Theatre.
It works really well
Yeah.
because they do all the lights. I wandered down from my office last year and had a look. And they do it in the concourse and you can sit in that grassy area in the middle and it's really nice because all the restaurants around there and there's like a Ben and Jerry's and you can just sit on the grass and all the lights kind of reflect off the concourse and the concourse is sort of built to look pretty when lights flash on it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that modern design and it's quite sleek. So Vivid in Chatswood's actually really nice and they put so many lovely things in the trees and obviously you probably all know Chatswood. Chatswood's full of really, really tall old trees and so it
that'd be
looks
awesome.
really amazing. And at the train station as well, they've got all these dangling blue, like they look like light globes, but they're blue and they're really cool.
Ooh, that's so cool. Because I work past the city, so I catch the bus over the bridge every day. And I love Vivid because I get to see like what's on the Opera House every single night.
Oh, cool.
And it's really lovely. And you can see sort of the bits in Circle Quay when they light up all the buildings, you can see it. And it's really lovely. So,
Because it gets dark kind of quickly. So I assume
oh yeah, it's dark by
it's
the time
like
I leave
dark
work.
when you go home.
Yeah.
So you would see it.
Yeah, which is quite nice. And I think I'm definitely going to, which I usually do every year, I'm going to make a night of it and go out and like explore because I love all the interactive things. They're really fun.
They are.
Yeah. It's such a good event. Like it's such a good way to utilize. It sounds really lame, but it always reminds me back of when when people existed like before electricity and like light really dictated what they were able to do.
Yeah.
And I love that it's a really reversal where we're like taking advantage of the fact that it is getting dark earlier.
True.
When it used to be an absolute
negative
disadvantage.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And it's just such a nice way for digital artists and light artists especially to like showcase their work, where often I don't know,
very difficult.
You might go to like there might be an installation here or there, or you might go to like the MCA, often have things on, which is really, I do love those. But it's really nice to have things along, especially when, like you said, it reflects off things, like when it reflects off the water in Circular Quay, it's so lovely.
Yeah. The one on the MCA was very cool last year.
Cool.
I think I'm just saying that because I know the guy that did it.
Oh, do you?
Very exciting. He is the former, now, as of a few weeks ago, digital designer in my office.
Cool.
And he is like amazingly talented, and he did all those really cool, like it looked like it was dripping down, like it was melting. It was really, really fun.
Is he doing one this year?
I don't know. I didn't find out.
You should check in with him
And see if he
and
is.
we can update you next week so we can make sure everyone goes to his installation.
Which I think is probably because like he did the whole of the MCA last year.
Because I know Customs House have a big one as well usually.
I haven't seen that one.
And I went one year especially because they had a Doctor Who theme one for the 50th. It was very exciting.
Fun.
Absolute nerd over here. But the MCA usually does a really good one. I do like theirs. But more and more the buildings are getting into it. I remember when it started, it was just kind of the MCA really got into it.
Yeah.
So it's cool that more and more of them are getting into it.
I don't think people thought
spreading.
it was going to be popular.
Yeah.
And I can imagine bringing that up as an idea, like, let's put coloured lights on buildings and hope all of Sydney is interested.
Yeah.
Unlikely. I think people are surprised it took off in the way that it did.
In saying that, and I'm going to say this more like as like a PSA for people. I have a friend who lives in Circular Quay and she hates Vivid because
Oh, yeah.
it's so hard for her to get home. Look, if you're going to go
And
to
to get
Vivid,
to sleep.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So if you're going to be going to Vivid, especially if you are carrying a tripod or you have a pram, can you please be extra considerate about everyone around you? Because people are suddenly like, lights are out. I'm going to bring my entire family in 4 prams. And suddenly you're blocking all the walkways and you're not being considerate to people. And I'm more than happy to take like beautiful photos of tripods because the photos that come out are incredible, especially like the long exposure ones with the lights. Beautiful.
Yeah.
By all means do it. But let's just be a little nicer to that and like just be more considerate, especially when it rains. Everything's a little bit harder to do.
That's difficult.
Let's enjoy the lights, but still be nice to each other because I want everyone to enjoy Vivid.
Talking of big families, though, I think that's a draw card. People love an excuse to get out and do something with their family that's outdoors, but like low stress and is enjoyable and doesn't involve anything electronic.
And also like free.
Yeah.
It's a huge event you can do as a group that's free.
Yeah, if you've got like 5 kids.
Yeah. And they have really cool, like I've never been to the music-based ones, but they get a lot of really big artists to play at the Opera House.
Yeah.
It's very cool. If you guys do go this year, maybe we'll go and we'll pick like our favourite thing and you guys can let us know what your favourite thing is because it's so big now. It stretches around to like Darling Harbour and like the rocks.
Last
Lots of
year,
things.
I went twice, which was really, really cool. I did 2 different things. So the first time I did a cruise that left from Darling Harbour and it went under the Opera House. Sorry, not under the Opera House.
That would be incredible though.
It did not do that. It went under the bridge and kind of across past the Opera House towards where they dock the Navy ships. And then it went
near
back.
like the Mrs. McQuarrie's area?
Near there. And then it just kind of floated back and forwards under the bridge for a while. And then the second time I went, I did a walk with friends and we went like right round Circular Quay and like through the Botanic Gardens. So I did the 2 and that was a really cool way of doing it. So I think this year I'm going to try and do the same thing and get there twice for the 2 different events.
Nice.
This is very cool.
I definitely am going to go this year because I love it. Yeah, I'm always interested in what people's favourite things are. I think it tells a lot about a person because like I've been with my mum a few times and she likes the really straightforward ones. She doesn't like very conceptual art. So I'll be like, wow, it means this and this. She's like, oh, I don't care. And we'll go see something. She's like, oh, I get it. It's like meant to be a jellyfish and it's a jellyfish. Like,
Yes, that is like me.
yeah, you and my mum really love the straightforward ones and I really like the conceptual ones and like the really interactive ones. The ones that like if you get close to them. One year they had like that beehive that like buzzed if you got too close. I loved that. It was so clever with the sensors. So
No, just the simple ones will do me.
I'm excited this year, guys.
But anyway, let us know if you go to Vivid and we're going to go and in a couple of weeks we're going to talk about what we liked and what we saw. So make sure that you keep listening out for that. Welcome back. That was From the Dining Table by Harry Styles. It's his brand new album. His first solo album.
Is that like, are we doing the Ed Sheeran thing with him and just playing like a new song of his every week now?
No, there's only been 2 of them.
Yeah, that was the third.
Well, there's only been 3 of them. No, I don't think
There's
I'm
only
going to
so
continue.
many songs on an album, Hope.
I'm not going to continue this trend. Ed Sheeran has taken like 3 months to get through.
Okay, we discussed this earlier because Hope brought this up. I requested, I just liked the entire album. I said, if you play any of them, that's fine. And suddenly we're playing a new song every week.
Just wanted to please you. I'm sorry.
Well, like, you achieved it. I'm happy, but also, like, don't
Good.
complain about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Is this why I'm getting all these, like, horrible quizzes now? Is this, like, a weird payback?
No. How about this? How about next week on the show, you quiz
I'm
me?
going to find the hardest quiz there is.
Just Google it. World's hardest quiz. And then, like,
I'm going to find the most niche quiz about something I, like, you know, something about animals. Something you would just, like, you would avoid the topic of.
Just because I don't like animals doesn't mean I don't know about them.
We'll see. I don't know. I'll find a good quiz.
Do you know that sharks sleep with one eye open?
I thought it was just like a saying.
It's true.
That's weird.
See, I know things about animals.
Well, I'll just make sure that whatever quiz I have doesn't have that question in it. You're just showing your hand, Hope.
Or my fin. Oh my goodness.
That's
anyway,
a terrible shark pun.
we're
Anyway, we're at the end of the show,
That's why I was
guys.
trying to gloss over it and not go back to it.
Probably for the best we're at the end of the show, the rate we're
Yes.
going now. But end of the show can only mean one thing, Hope. Would you know what it is?
Quote of the week.
And this week, Hope, our dearest Hope, is Madame Quote.
Yes, I am.
Yay.
And I have a quote that I want to be our quote of the week this week. And as far as I know, it's anonymous.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure who said it first, because everybody says it.
Oh, it's one of those
of these quotes. It's extremely, extremely well known. And for some weird reason, I absolutely love this quote. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. I think because it always makes me feel a little bit like badass.
Okay, I'm excited
But I
to hear this
just
quote.
love it. You're going to hear it and be like, oh, it's that. But still, I'm excited about it. This is the quote, and it fits in with the quiz that I subjected Victoria to
Okay.
earlier in the show. And the quote is...
Is it about don't stare at moose out of planes?
No. No.
It's a classic quote, you know. No one
not
knows who
that.
said it first.
The quote is, rules were made to be broken. Isn't it so empowering and
It
like
is a little bit.
in like a badass way?
It's like, oh, how am I suddenly wearing this leather jacket and riding a motorbike? How did that happen?
I love how that's your definition of like being bad is a leather jacket and a motorbike.
Hi, I'm actually from the 50s. And
But
how
no,
did I get here?
for some reason, I really like that quote. And I love it when people say to movies when someone's like, oh, I can't do that. Someone else says, you know what? Rules were made to be broken. I'm always like, yeah, they were. It gets me really like fired up.
Empowering.
Yeah.
But like, guys, there are rules you probably shouldn't break. Like, you know,
Ones with legal repercussions.
those ones, like murder and theft.
Bad things.
They're more just like, you know, ethical common sense rather than rules. But I know what you mean. It is quite empowering. Especially I know you and I are quite we're like, I've been called a goody two shoes more than once in my life, very, very easily. So
I don't think I've ever been called that.
but you know that you're that kind of person.
But I'm not
generally.
like a rule breaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
I'm a heartbreaker.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jump on the back of my motorbike, Hope. Let's go break some rules and break some hearts.
No, okay. I'm not either of those things.
That was great.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a rule breaker, but then I've never been called a goody two shoes because I'm always very happy to like bend it until the last minute. Whereas as soon as something even starts to go remotely south, you're kind of like, no.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't like sitting. You know when you get like, you're assigned a seat in the cinema?
Yeah.
I don't like not sitting in that seat. I'm like,
Oh, God.
something's going to happen.
Do you move once the lights are off though?
If I really want to, and if it's like obvious that the people aren't coming, like I'll wait like until like 10 minutes in.
What about if you're with someone and like you're 15 and they're 16, but you sit in 16 and they sit in 15?
Oh, no, that's fine.
Well, I'm just checking. You never know with you.
Within the group is fine. It's when it's like strangers.
Batty one shoe, not sitting in your assigned seat.
Batty one shoe.
I always used to say that as a kid.
That's not a thing.
Well, I figured if it was goody two shoes.
No, I got called goody two shoes a number of times, and I'm kind of okay with it now. I don't mind being the goody two shoes.
I wonder where that phrase comes from.
Because you know what? More often than not, people say that, but what they're really saying is, Victoria, stop being the moral compass. Because half the time, no, I've been in situations where people have said you're a goody two shoes, and I'm like, I'm actually just being the common sense right now. So
Oh, yeah, that's always the case.
yeah. Like, I like to have fun as well, though. Sometimes I move seats in the cinema. No, kidding. I don't do that.
What a rule breaker.
The Hoyt's ushers are coming for me.
They are. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, that is it for the week. We really hope you enjoyed this show. We loved it. We've got one more week left in May, and then we are going to hit off June with a special. It's going to be huge.
You're going to love it.
It's going to be like, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, really, really good.
Have a great week, guys. Catch the Takeover on Friday, and like Hope said, a brand new show next week.
Bye.